Our sponsor, Lucy Neely, Division Vice President HR for ADP.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you. And as Mal said, we do provide salaries, but we also, over the last 60 years, as we've grown, had the opportunity to move into the area of business outsourcing and human capital solutions, and are now one of the world's largest providers. So we are a multinational organization with associates all over the world. At last count, we were about at a 60-40 split in terms of domestic and non-domestic. So we're very excited to be here this morning with this opportunity to present to you. We do have over $10 billion in revenue and pleased to serve over 600,000 clients in 40 countries. In our Asia-Pac location, we also serve 14 countries, 7 languages, and have over 500 associates as well. So again, very pleased to be a part of the multinational aspect. My topic this morning is to really focus on cross-border talent management and how we think about that within the U.S. And I know Charles shared that they've moved more to the model of focusing on the INPAT type of scenario or the local leadership. We do a combination of both at ADP. And we actually look at expat assignments that we have as a leadership development opportunity. And so I'm going to share a little bit about how we think about those assignments and in terms of leadership development. So in terms of that view, we look at the assignment itself. We also look at the competencies that would be expected in terms of an expat. And then we also look at how do we support that expat in terms of that assignment. So as we think about, first of all, the assignment, the Corporate Leadership Council has a term that they use when they are thinking about assignments called the crucible assignment. And that assignment is really how you think about the associate being able to learn from the assignment. So there are 3 characteristics that are important, that being the design, the timing, and the support that you give to that associate. So in terms of the actual design itself, we want to think about the design being something that would take that person almost out of their comfort zone in terms of driving development and talent development. So you want it to almost limit the value of the past experiences that the person has had so that they have the opportunity to really move into something more of a change management experience for that leader. It also could be a change of location or a change of key stakeholders, or just changing that scope of the leader's assignment or span of control. So that's really how we think about design. When we think about timing, we want to think about timing and avoid the timing when the associate or the leader is least likely to be able to move. So if you've ever had the experience probably taking your son or daughter out of their high school, senior year in high school, as they're getting ready to graduate, is probably not the best time to think about a crucible assignment. You also want to think about limiting the number of crucible assignments because there is diminished value the more that the leader would have. The first one is the most important, and probably that's where the term crucible comes for, and it should generally last anywhere from 18 to 36 months. And then after that, anywhere in the 12 to 18 month cycle is probably where you get the most benefit from the assignment. And so that is how we think about the timing aspect. When we think about the support aspect, we want to really put the support mechanism in place in terms of mentors and support leadership around that particular leader, because we want to think about their full career cycle, so the assignments they've had and where we think we want to put the associate in the future. So having that be a natural development and stopping point along the associate's career path is an important facet as well. And we also want to provide that networking support in terms of staff, whether it's whoever they report to somewhere else in the world, the last group of support team that they had, mentors and sponsors within the organization are also critical in terms of the support. The second facet that we think about is around the competencies that we would look at, and actually Right Management and Associates recently did a very detailed study about what that would look like, and came up with 6 key competencies that would be important. So the first would be certainly, and we've heard some of this from the team along the way today, about being able to adapt socially to the location and assignment that the person would have. So understanding and being able to adapt in that way. Also being able to demonstrate creativity, because frequently as a person is placed in this new environment where whatever they've done in the past may not necessarily, it may be helpful, but it may not help them in that situation. They need to be able, creative and innovative, to be able to determine how they're going to lead in that new environment. They should have an even disposition, because I think this also helps the leader be able to lead effectively and help the team that they are leading in this new environment understand that they know how that leader is going to react in particular situations, and be able to be calm and ready to lead the organization in terms of what they're trying to accomplish. The person also needs to have the ability to understand and respect beliefs in terms of where they are, in terms of what's normal in terms of the local culture. So that's another key facet as well. The person needs to build trust, which in different locations can be a different type of skill to have to build, and then be able to navigate through ambiguity. As I said, it's not always going to be the way it was in the last assignment, so being able to demonstrate that. So finally, in terms of our support for our associates as they take on these new leadership roles, we do actually do some assessment prior to sending someone to understand, are they the right candidate for this type of assignment, along with their significant other, because that's a very critical component in terms of an expat assignment. We also then provide some coaching along the way prior to the assignment to help understand the culture they'll be moving into, and then some assimilation work is done once the associate takes on the new assignment. So those are just a few key points in terms of as we think about the international market and global human resource management, about how we think about leadership development as an aspect of that. Thank you.
Great panel and not enough time, but as I was sitting here and listening to you all, your collective expertise and experience, some things occurred to me, and I'll just